Okay, y'all, we're going to get into this Nolan Wells case, and I think the case should be completely solved. We now have all the clues and all the pieces to put the puzzle together. We're going to crack down on this Bart character because they was trying to protect him and hide him. Also, everyone have heard the call already with everything that was said right before that operator answered the phone. We all hear them saying, damn it, Bart. And, in that way that they said that in a way that this Bart is suspect of doing something to Nolan. Let's break down everything on this Bart character and where he live. And guys, this stuff is shocking. So let's get into it. First, we're gonna look at and all this is public records. So I am using this as of the Free Share Use Act, um, the Free Use Share Act, shall I say? So okay, we're gonna get down to Bart's address, and again, this is public records. It can easily be accessed and searched. Bart is mother is Beth, and his father is Bart Sr. We're gonna get down to that, but here's this property that's in Beth's Oswald, associated with an address in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Her residential records list the locations as 607 Rue Dolphin in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Okay, we're going to get into why this address is in her name and not the Dr. Bart. But as we can see here, Bart is the owner of the address. Bart Joseph Edmiston Sr. and Elizabeth Edmiston. Alls, what's her last name? Elizabeth Edmiston. Elizabeth All Walstein. Walsing Edmiston. However you say her middle name. But anyway, this property is located and associated with both of those two. I am not, and again at this top where it says bullying and harassment, I am not doing any bullying or harassment. As you can see what this says at the top, and I do use this same disclaimer. This is to provide public land records for a homicide investigation, not to encourage any type of bullying or harassment. And you guys could thank Kimberly excuse me, for this information here. Okay, let's keep going. Now that we know the address of this property, let's look at this property itself. Excuse me. This is the address here, and this is the house. They have a nice driveway. Everything's looking good. But guess what they have right in their front yard? That sign there, they have a sign that says state champ. A volleyball state champ lives here. So I'm gonna have to do some digging to see if Bart also played volleyball or anything. But we do know that he played football. So when I saw that at first, I thought they was talking about football state champ. But now I see it. Just now as we looking at this together, I see that it says a volleyball state champ. But this is the address. So guess what this address have? Let's look. This address have a pool. Now, this pool, we remember seeing that basketball rim in the Nolan Wells pool picture party. This confirms that this is Bart's address, and Nolan Wells was at the pool party, and it was at Bart's house. Let's get deep into it. Excuse me. Here is the pool at night, and there is you see those, let's pause this for a minute. There is those same chairs that is here, those same chairs that is right here. We looking at it from a different angle. Look at the stairs right here at the bottom. Look right across from the basketball rim. You see stairs going in the angle, and you should, as you're going in that angle, you should come across these three chairs from the rim, these three chairs and the stairs. We're going in that type of diagonal angle. So let's go to this pool party picture. Again, keep in mind they're at a different angle of the pool. But look at the top right corner. You see the rim? Go directly over to those stairs where the porch lights is on that. In between those, guess what you see? Hold on. What is circled is those three chairs. That is why they had that circle in that pool party picture. with Nolan is because they wanted to let you know this is Bart's house, that it can easily be accessed and searched on public records. There is the rim, the basketball rim, and these chairs go right over from that diagonal line that we went from the other picture on over to the house stairs. So keep in mind, this is the same pool. They are just at a different angle. There is Nolan in the that circled, and guess who's Bart is in this picture, guys? This is Bart right here, who's being hugged by the guy who's smiling very hard. Bart is right there at the left, and we're gonna prove that that is Bart on this picture right here. Here is Bart. As you can see at the top, that is Bart's football picture with his college. And there is Bart right there. He just have a haircut, and his mustache and beard is gone. He got all of that cut. But this is Bart. That's the same eyebrows, same nose. We can agree on that. But guess what else about this house, you guys? Here is also public records that shows that this house does have a swimming pool. Same address at the top, as you can see. That address does have a swimming pool. We seen that pool. That's the same pool Nolan was at. But guess what this house has, y'all? This house, if you Google this, look what I Googled. Can the property at 607 Rue Dauphine, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, be easily connected to the waters that lead to Horn Island? Look what Google says, you guys. Yes, the property at 607 Rue Dauphine is already connected to navigable local waterways via Old Fort Bayou, though Horn Island requires a longer open water boat journey. It just takes a little longer. But you remember hearing that call when you hear first Warren said he wanted the boat towed. What did he say he wanted it towed to, you guys? First he said I wanted it towed to Ocean Springs, and then he cut off and said no, I want it towed to the Fort Bayou. Look, local waterways. The property sits in the Martha's Landing subdivisions, which features direct access to Old Fort Bayou. So guess what, you guys? After they found out that Nolan Wells was dead on the boat, guess we all wonder what they did with the body, and this is a huge cover-up, and these guys should be arrested. They took the body back to Bart's house. The body of Nolan Wells was at Bart's house overnight. What they did with the body there, I don't know. But when Nolan's father went to search for Nolan's body on the ocean and he couldn't find him that day, that's because he wasn't there. He was at Bart's house. And they easily had access to take him back to the island and place his body there when they found out that people was there looking for Nolan. You guys, this is a huge cover-up that these guys tried to do. But guess what? You got caught. Y'all are not smarter than the new age and new day technology, which recorded you guys saying, hey, is he dead, and everything else before the operator got on the phone. You know how we call somebody and they have us on hold and they play a little hold music, and so you thinking that, hey, nobody's listening, so I'm going to say what I want to say. So if you're talking to somebody, you're going to be like, yeah, hey, Susan, so yesterday we went to such and such and such and such. But as soon as the operator gets on, you're going to start your conversation as if you thinking the operator never heard what you were saying as the call was hold. But as soon as that answer machine picks up the phone and that call is being hold, they hear everything you're saying is being recorded. Bart is the major suspect in this case, and Bart should be arrested. And these guys who was with him should be arrested for trying to cover up the murder. Now, it says in Mississippi that you can face up to 20 years in prison for covering up a homicide. Everyone should be arrested. Bart should be arrested. What he did to him, I don't know. Some people are suspecting that, these guys be off of allegedly these guys be up off of all types of drugs, and they are thinking that maybe Bart gave Nolan some drugs, some fentanyl or anything, and Nolan's body didn't react to it well. They are saying that he digested it instead of taking it the normal way, and these type of drugs with fentanyl can't be digested. It is a deadly drug that it can knock down a 5-ton elephant, a horse. You know, it can knock them down and put them to sleep. So what do you think a little small dose can do to a human body that weighs about 180, 170 pounds? Nolan Wells was athletic. He was 6 feet something, but he was slim, slender. He was petite. He was athletic. So, you know, these guys should be arrested and investigated for it shouldn't be no we going a week or 2 weeks without these people being arrested after all the news that has been coming out. You guys subscribe to the channel. Thank you.